junto a Ser TV y Meduca presentan Conéctate con la Estrella. Estamos comprometidos con la formación pedagógica de la niñez panameña.
Conéctate con la Estrella, es el proyecto de todos. Y si cantamos a coro todo el mundo. Edúcate, edúcate, edúcate. Conéctate, conéctate, conéctate. Somos el futuro de la patria.
Suena el timbre de séptimo grado. Conéctate con la Estrella. Somos más educación.
Yes, welcome back to the second trimester, my dear students. I hope that all of you have fun a very, very, very relaxed vacations, that you enjoy, that you have the opportunity to make many activities with your family. Wow. So this week, again, the English teacher, the English class is coming back. And today we will have, as always, every Friday with teacher Evelyn. Yeah, hello.
Hello, hello.
And also, as we always start with our psychologist, this time we have our psychology, Miriam Castillo, that will provide us with very important information. So welcome, psychologist Miriam.
Hello, teacher. Good afternoon, students and parents and teacher. Bueno, today in Immunity for You, we will talk about striving for controlling emotion. ¿Ok? Chicos, bueno, igual que ustedes, yo también estoy aprendiendo inglés, ¿verdad? Y nunca es tarde para aprender, chicos. Siempre es bueno aprender un poquito de algo nuevo, ¿no? Así que, bueno, hoy con el tema, como ya les dije, estrategia para controlar las emociones. Vamos a dar inicio, entonces, al tema del día de hoy, ¿verdad, chicos? Bueno, ya yo sé que este es un tema que ustedes anteriormente ya habían visto, ya lo han comentado, así que vamos a dar inicio entonces. Primero que todo, viendo qué son las emociones, ¿verdad? ¿Sabían ustedes, chicos, que las emociones tienen que ver, es algo inherente en el ser humano y tiene que ver con nuestros comportamientos, ¿verdad? Con nuestra manera de actuar y que en algún momento pueden ser negativas o positivas. Entonces, no es malo sentir esas emociones, ¿no? Todas las emociones son buenas. Lo importante es en reconocerlas, ¿verdad? Controlarlas, para evitar pues que haya un descontrol en ellas y nos lleven a tener situaciones un poquito incómodas, ¿no? Entonces, para tener estas emociones controladas y poder darles una buena canalización, nosotros lo que tenemos que hacer, y una de las más importantes, profesoras acá, es practicar, cultivar la inteligencia emocional. Eso es muy importante, controlar la inteligencia emocional. ¿Y cómo la controlamos? La controlamos a través del autoconocimiento, ¿verdad? ¿Qué tanto nos conocemos? ¿Okay? Las emociones, cómo reacciono ante determinada situación. Importante también, chicos, la asertividad, ¿verdad? Tener una comunicación asertiva con nuestros seres queridos, con nuestros padres, con nuestros familiares allegados, con nuestros compañeros y docentes también, mantener esa comunicación asertiva. Y esta comunicación asertiva tiene que ir de la mano también con lo que es la empatía, ¿ok? La empatía, que es conectar con ese otro ser, ¿verdad? Y comprender para poder ayudar, y de esa manera también nos vamos a sentir un poquito mejor, ¿ok? Chicos, entonces, que todo, estas son una de las estrategias que podemos decir que primero que todo, fortalecer la inteligencia emocional, y aunado a esto le podemos traer algunas estrategias. ¿Y cuáles son estas estrategias? Por lo menos respirar, ¿ok? Respirar, darse el tiempo para conectar con esa mente, con ese cuerpo, cuando estamos en situaciones muy estresantes, ¿verdad? Tomarnos el tiempo para nosotros y simplemente la técnica de la respiración. Inhalamos y exhalamos, es una parte importante, ¿verdad? Que nos va a llevar a tener el control de la situación, ¿ok? Otra parte también importante es saber decir no ante situaciones que nos molestan, ¿verdad? Ante situaciones que nos sentimos incómodos. Es decir, darnos el derecho de decir no, ¿verdad? Y no va a pasar nada. No va a pasar nada con el compañero, no va a pasar nada con el amigo, simplemente es un derecho que tenemos todos. Y tener una actitud positiva, ¿verdad? Tener una actitud positiva que nos va a llevar a apreciar a las cosas que en algún momento dado que nos vemos que, por ejemplo, todo lo queremos ver mal. No, detrás de eso hay algo muy positivo y que tenemos que pararnos, hacer un alto y meditar y sacar lo positivo de las cosas, ¿ok? Chicos, entonces, también desde casa, en familia, es importante trabajar lo que son las emociones, trabajar las estrategias de las emociones. ¿Y cuáles son esas estrategias que podemos trabajar desde casa, en familia? Por ejemplo, primero que todo, tenemos que comprender y reconocer nuestras emociones. Eso es lo primero que tenemos que hacer, ¿verdad? En familia. Y esto lo podemos trabajar, queridos padres que nos están escuchando y docentes, lo podemos trabajar desde edades pequeñas para que nuestros hijos puedan tener esas herramientas cuando van creciendo, ¿verdad? Y también lo que podemos hacer es que con nuestros niños y también con nuestros adolescentes, leerles cuentos, ¿verdad? Cuentos que nos ayuden a hacer ese análisis de la ante una situación de conflicto, ante una situación de reconocer esas emociones. Escuchar música, ¿verdad? Hacer juegos en familia y otras cosas más que podemos hacer también y que es importante, ¿verdad? Siempre guardar tiempo para fortalecer esos vínculos familiares. Todos necesitamos de un abrazo, de una caricia, de una motivación, y más en estos momentos que estamos pasando por situaciones un poquito estresantes, y yo sé que necesitamos de ese apoyo. Así que, chicos, bueno, sin más pues, recordarles estas líneas de apoyo. No sé si en controles me ponen las líneas de apoyo, por favor, para poder decirlas acá. Así que, chicos, bueno, sin más, los dejamos acá y recordarles, pues, que estamos para apoyarles. ¿Ok? Le damos pase, entonces, a la teacher.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, great. Welcome back, my beautiful students, to your English classes. We hope you had a nice time with your friends and your family. And let's begin with 7th graders. And the topic for today will be food groups and their contribution to a balanced diet. Okay? I'm going to say again the topic that we're going to have today. Food groups and their contribution to a balanced diet. As you know, right, eating well is a lifestyle, and it helps us to avoid many diseases, okay? Now, this is an important information for you. I don't know if you know that. This is a riddle. I don't know, riddle, remember? Let's try a riddle. And this is a question. I don't know if Teacher Tatiana can help me here to know what this riddle about, okay? What kind of cup doesn't hold water? I'm going to say it one more time. What kind of cup doesn't hold water? If you look through, well, if you are in Instagram, you can look the picture, right? But do you know the answer, Teacher Tatiana?
Based on the picture, yummy cupcake.
That's right, it's a cupcake. That's right. What a kind of cup doesn't hold water? It is a cupcake. Very good. Thank you, teacher. Okay, the objective that we're going to have today, one, that you will be able to recognize nutritional groups and the importance of a balanced diet dish. And number 2, express likes and dislikes about food. Likes and dislikes about food. Now our famous questions. Did you know that the only fruit that has its seed on the outer skin is the strawberry? Do you know that? I'm going to repeat one more time. The only fruit that has its seed on the outer skin is the strawberry. If you look at strawberry, you will see the little seeds like yellow color. It will be outside the fruit. It's the only fruit that has it, okay?
Wow, very interesting.
Yes, that's right. Now, this is a question for you guys. Tell us, it's not a question, it's just want your opinions. Tell us, we are talking about food. What kind of food do you like, or what kind of fruit did you dislike? Okay, for example, I like fruits, or I dislike vegetables. In this case,
I dislike vegetables. I really don't like it, but I eat it, okay, because it's important to eat vegetables. So in order to continue, you can text us through Instagram or through WhatsApp what kind of food do you really like or what kind of food do you dislike. Now we're going to talk about vocabulary. Teacher Tatiana is going to help me here to pronounce the words. So guys, do it at home, okay? It's the only way that you can learn and you can practice English. Nutrients,
Nutrients,
carbohydrates,
carbohydrates,
proteins,
proteins,
fat,
fat,
minerals,
minerals,
vitamins,
vitamins,
grease,
grease,
cholesterol.
cholesterol.
Thank you, teacher. Okay, I'm not going to explain, but just to remind you that nutrients is what our body needs, and our body obtains the nutrients into the food. Okay, we also consume proteins, minerals, vitamins. When we talk about fat, it could be depend on what kind of word do you want to express. In this case, fat, it will be, for example, avocado, the oil. They have fat. It's the good fat for our body. And cholesterol, substance found in your body. It's something that we already have in our body, but we need to have it in a normal condition. Okay, if we have it high, then will be a disease for us. Now let's do a practice. This is like general information for you. You can respond A or B. Number 1, potato chips. Potato is good, but what happened with the potato chips and chocolate bars? Are example of what? Of healthy food or junk food? Remember, healthy is something that is good for our body. Junk is not good. So in this case, the potato chips and chocolate bars are examples of what? Healthy food or junk food? What do you think, teacher Tatiana?
I think it's letter B, junk food. And that's a good opportunity to invite. Remember that you can give off your answer through WhatsApp 60048182, or also you can share your answer through Instagram. So, okay?
That's right. Thank you. And number 2, too much fatty food causes what? Fatty food is not a good food. So it will cause us what? Obesity or happiness? What do you think? Obesity or happiness, teacher Tatiana?
I think it's letter A.
That's right.
Obesity?
Yes, it's the obesity. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about food group. When we talk about, or when we hear the word food group, is related to the pyramid. Okay, it's what we need to eat in our plate. We need to eat dairies, that it will be calcium, is the nutrients that we need, that our body need, and there are some examples like milk, cheese, butter. We have fruits and vegetables. What about that? We obtain the vitamins and minerals that are very important to our body too. When we eat grains, it's the nutrients that our body absorbs will be the fiber. And then about the meats, we obtain the proteins. Okay, chicken, fish, meat, we are going to obtain the protein. So this means that this food group is what we need in our plate. Remember, we need to eat dairies, fruits, vegetables, grains, and meat in a specific portion, not eat a lot of that. Now, basic principle for good nutrition. What do you need to have a good nutrition? Okay, it's very important to have 3 meals a day. It will be breakfast, that is the most important one, lunch, dinner. This will be our 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But also we will need 2 light snacks. Then we need to avoid sweets and sugar-based drinks, for example, sodas, okay, like Coke. We try to avoid that, and eat and drink a lot of water. We need to drink water. And also we need to take our meals at the same time every day. If, for example, you eat breakfast at 8 a.m., you will need to eat it at the same time. It could be like 8:30 or 8:15, but try to do it at the same time. And drink a lot of water and do physical exercise. This is the basic principle things that you need to have a healthy life. Now let's move on with the structure here. I'm going to show you how to use likes and how to use dislike. When we use like something, it's like an emotion, something that we really like to express. In this case, when we taste the food, something that we like. In this case, for example, we use the subject or pronouns, right? I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Then we use the verb like and then the object. For example, I like apple. I like apple. I'm saying that it's good. I like apple. She likes fish and he likes pizza. What about third person singular? We need to add the S. She likes fish. In this case, this one. She likes fish and he likes pizza. Okay? She likes fish and he likes pizza. When we use a plural in the pronoun, for example, we, you, they, we like broccoli, you like chicken, they like fruits. Now, let's talk about when we use the infinitive, subject plus like plus to plus verb. When we write or when we talk with the to, for example, she liked to eat apple, is because normally there are two verbs together. And in the second verb, we need just to write it in an infinitive form. And we use to. I like is a verb, and eat is another verb. So that is why we use to as an infinitive verb. I like to eat apple. She likes to eat fish. He likes to taste pizza. See, there are two ways to use like. One as a normal without the to, the infinitive, and the other one with the infinitive. When we write or talk with two verbs. Like is a verb and eat is another verb. I like to eat apple. She likes to eat fish. He likes to taste pizza. Now, we're not having time for practices, right? But don't worry, you're going to have it in our Google Classroom. And I'm going to say it, the password. The code for Google Classroom is TO66L6D. You can have the access there. And next Friday, we're going to continue working with this. Okay, so don't move because we're continuing with 8th grade with teacher Tatiana. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Conéctate con la estrella, es el proyecto de todos. Y si cantamos a coro todo el mundo.
El Ministerio de Educación.
Nacional FM. Somos más educación.
La fe mueve montañas.
Inicialmente los cristianos preparaban la fiesta de Pascua guardando 3 días de oración, meditación y ayuno, pero alrededor del año 350 después de Cristo, la iglesia incrementó el tiempo de preparación a 40 días. Así surgió la Cuaresma. Considérese la importancia del número 40 asociado a la Cuaresma dentro de los ritos judeocristianos. En la Biblia, el diluvio dura 40 días. 40 son los años del pueblo de Dios en el desierto. 40 los días de Moisés y Elías en la montaña y 40 los de Jesús en el desierto antes de comenzar su ministerio. La Cuaresma es celebrada por toda la cristiandad, por los católicos ortodoxos y algunas ramas del protestantismo, como los anglicanos y algunas iglesias evangélicas.
La fe mueve montañas.
El despacho de la primera dama y el Ministerio de Cultura presentan Musicalium 2022. Ven con toda tu familia y disfruta del regreso de este festival. 3 días de arte, música, cultura, gastronomía e increíbles artistas en el escenario más emblemático de nuestra ciudad. Te esperamos del 8 al 10 de abril. Parque Omar, desde las 5 de la tarde. Entrada libre. La fiesta de las artes es en el parque. Un proyecto de la Fundación.
Hello, welcome back, my my beautiful students. Now we have the opportunity for 8th graders with teacher Tatiana.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to your second trimester, my 8th dear graders. Very excited to be with you again, helping you with your English class. Today we are going to start with a new topic, obviously, because it's the second trimester. And also, before I start, it's very important that that you listen to our psychology, Miriam Castillo, that she have very important information for you. So let's hear. Okay, so we are having issue right now, but later we will have our psychology. She is right now. Okay, so let's let's listen to her.
Listen to me. Ok. Listo. Bueno, continuamos con un minuto para ti hoy con los chicos de octavo en esta tarde hermosa que Dios nos ha regalado y con el tema estrategias del control de las emociones, ¿verdad? Pero antes sí quisiera recordarle a nuestros estudiantes que estamos iniciando un segundo trimestre, estamos la primera semana, que estamos llenos de energía, ¿verdad? Y de motivación. Y recordarles pues a ellos también que motiven a otros estudiantes a que se incorporen a sus clases, porque sabemos que algunos chicos por ahí de repente abandonaron, otros todavía no se han conectado. Por favor, se acerquen a su centro escolar, ¿verdad? Que todavía estamos a tiempo, todavía nada se ha perdido, todavía podemos inyectar esas energías que necesitamos y sobre todo emplear en el tema de educación. Así que es importante también recordarle acá que hay muchas escuelas que ya están en semipresenciales y es importante también darle información que lo que debemos saber sobre estas clases semipresenciales, ¿verdad? Recordarles que la implementación de las clases semipresenciales se va a dar de forma gradual, progresiva, flexible y segura. Y tomando en cuenta lo que dice el decreto ejecutivo 435 del 13 de abril del 2021, ¿verdad? Y yo sé que los papás tienen muchas preguntas acá que hacernos, ¿verdad? Y le traemos algunas de ellas que podemos compartir con ustedes y es, por ejemplo, ¿cuáles son las condiciones que debe cumplir el centro educativo para la educación semipresencial? Pero bueno, lo primero es establecer el comité de bioseguridad, ¿verdad? El comité de COVID, que establece las guías para el cumplimiento de medidas de bioseguridad para la reducción del riesgo de contagio, ¿verdad? Lo segundo es contar con un protocolo de bioseguridad adaptable e implementado a la necesidad de cada centro. Y por último, también establecer un plan de retorno seguro, acorde a la necesidad de cada centro. Eso es lo primero que debemos saber. Y lo segundo es cómo garantizará la limpieza y desinfección de los centros educativos. El director será el encargado, pues, de dotar de insumos, materiales, equipos y suministros necesarios para la limpieza y desinfección de las instalaciones, así como el acceso y lavado de manos de personal administrativo, docentes y estudiantes. Recordar que la responsabilidad es de toda la comunidad educativa, ¿verdad? Tener el control y la bioseguridad. Así que, chicos, pues nos queda más que recordarles las líneas de apoyo emocional. Aquí están para ustedes un equipo de especialistas atendiendo de lunes a viernes de 8 a 3:30 p.m. Y recordarles nuestras líneas por provincia. Tenemos Chiriquí 470-0376, Coclé 991-1024. Sin más, pues, le damos pase a nuestra teacher. Adelante.
Thank you so much. Yes, 8th graders. So today we will start with our next topic from our bootleg. Okay, it's about family conflicts during pandemic times. We were still talking about this topic about pandemic COVID-19. And our objective today is to distinguish signs of stress and techniques to diffuse tensions and conflict during pandemic times. Before I start, I wanted to have our tongue word twister section. So I have here, this is a short tongue word twister that I appreciate if you read it carefully and then try to say it fast. Okay, so let's start reading it. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Now, remember that the idea of a tongue word twisted, that help us to improve our pronunciations, our language skills, okay? It's to say it fast, okay? So I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. So how about teacher Emily? Would you like to try?
Yes, I would like to
Yes.
try. Okay. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream.
Yes, good. And
Great.
see, so we can make like a competition with your classmate. You can take the time, you can use a timer and see which one said it in less second or less than 1 minute or 30 seconds. Okay, so let's continue with our vocabulary, and I wanted to invite teacher Evelyn to help me repeating the words so you can listen to them twice. Let's start with number 1, confine.
Confine.
Number 2, sanity.
Sanity.
Number 3, fear.
Fear.
Number 4, joke.
Joke.
Number 5, react.
React.
Number 6, angry.
Angry.
And number 8, hopeless.
Hopeless.
Yes, so those are the words that we are going to cover today. Okay, remember that you can send us your homeworks or any comments through Instagram and also through WhatsApp 60048182, and you will have access to all our practice in our Google Classroom, and the code is TO66L6D. So how if we try like a memory game to see how well we can use and know our new vocabulary. So here the idea is that you pay attention to the order in which the pictures are and the words. Okay, so we have number 1, confine, number 3, fear, number 7, angry, and number 4, joke. For those who have the access to WhatsApp or Instagram, and instead to write the word, if you want, you can only write the number, okay? But if you want to write the word, that's perfect, okay? For those who are only access to the radio, the listeners, try to say the word, okay? So I will say to you again the order of the word. So pay attention, listen carefully. Number 1, confine. Number 3, fear. Number 7, angry. And number 4, joke. How about if you can try? Number 1, confine. Number 3, fear. Number 7, angry. Number 4, joke. Can you memorize that order? Let's see. Don't worry. I wanted to see your answer through Instagram. But I have one that it's have a little bit like more words, more pictures, and it's have a challenge. And I wanted to have this challenge with teacher Evelyn. Let's see. So we have, let's go to the second one that we have 4, react.
My goodness.
3, fear. Number 1, confine. Number 3, fear again. Number 4, joke. Number 7, angry. And number 8, hopeless. Okay, you can say the numbers or you can say the words. So pay attention, try to memorize the order of the picture. React, fear, confine, fear, joke, angry, hopeless. Can you try? Let's see.
Okay, I will try. 4, 3, 1, 3, 4, 8, 7.
7, 8. Almost, almost. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So 4, react, 3, fear, 1, confine, 3, fear, 4, joke, 7, angry, and 8, hopeless. Yes,
Okay.
very good. So try to memorize. That is a very good technique in order to memorize and learn words. Okay. Let's continue. Did you know that living in close confines 24 hours a day can be stressful? That's totally true.
Yes, that's right.
That's totally true. And that is the reason that today we are going to talk about this, okay? Some conflicts that we can deal during these lockdowns or pandemic times is like, for example, nagging, like when your parent calls you your attention, bickering, like when you are like, go and pick up the phone, no, go you, no, but you here first, no. So that is like an example of bickering, arguing, of course. And that kind of factor have like a how can I say, there is like a consequence, okay? And those consequences could be stress, fatigue, or anxiety, okay? So the idea today is that telling you or helping you not only to know this factor, but also tips that can help you to keep your sanity, but also manage some of these more serious conflict that can arise during the pandemic times. And the first one is to anticipate, after that identify, and then manage. So how can you anticipate? Let me tell you. If you feeling like there's some common feelings, okay, and also or natural reactions. So for example, anxiety, fears, stress, okay. So when you are like dealing with that, the first things is to think about how you might feel on exactly react, okay. How can you cover that situations, okay, and also think about others, what they others are feeling or thinking, okay, and that is anticipate, okay. When I feeling like I cannot breathe or I'm angry, okay, that means because something is happening, is because there is a conflict there, okay. Right away, you will have some symptoms like upset stomach or irritability, headaches, shortness of breath, anxious behaviors, okay, excessive clinging. So those factors is telling you like, wait, something happened here, okay. So you need to address your physical sign of anxiety and take control of the thought, okay, running through your head, okay. So and that way you will identify, okay. And finally manage. How can you manage? Try to find or read or like a technique or strategy that help you. For example, stay connected with your friend, like talking with your friends that help you to relieve that stress. Practice deep and relaxed breathing or mindfulness, like, and then for a period of time, okay. Or also you can count 199, 98, 97, 86, okay. That's a good one, okay. Also you can do exercise or do something that like any hobby that you have, that's a good time. Tell jokes, why not? Watch something funny with your family, and instead to say something negative, try to change, reorder your words, okay, and replace those negative thoughts for positive thoughts, okay. So you will set up, or you can also set up a weekly family meeting, okay. This Friday night we will watch a movie, okay, and you can like set up activities with your family, so you will be sharing, and that will be helpful. That will be a very good technique, okay. Today structure that we will cover is about adjective, okay. There is a lot, there is different type of adjective, but the most important thing is that you need to remember why I have to use adjectives. Remember that sometimes we have to describe things, okay. We have to describe nouns, so we need to describe pronouns. So that is the function of an adjective. Adjectives are words that describe nouns or pronouns. We use them in a place in relation to the noun in a sentence. There is different situation that you can find an adjective. You can find an adjective directly before a noun, okay. So before, for example, green coat. Green is after the noun coat. After the noun and a linking verb, for example, he seems cheerful. Seems is a linking verb, okay. Immediately after a noun, this is the opposite than the first one. Body beautiful. Beautiful is an adjective that is after the noun body, okay. So, but today we will focus specifically in one type of adjectives, and I'm talking about those adjectives that describe or can help us to describe emotions, okay. And let me tell you something, it's not easy to see or identify emotion in someone else, okay? We can guess that someone is either sad or happy, but the emotion we are not like that we can know, like aren't always expressed, okay? So this is something related to sense. There are some emotions that we can consider like positive, other emotions that we can consider like negatives, and some emotion like, okay, no positive, no negative, so like that, like neutral, okay? So for example of adjective, a positive adjective, we have satisfied, glad, joyful, thankful, okay? Example of negative, angry, like scared, sad, why not, distressed. Neutral examples could be calm, cool, easy, passive, okay, that no good, no negative, no positive, okay? So how about if we can try a practice, okay? Remember that practice is the key in English, very important. Where you can find this practice? You can find it practice in our Google Classroom, TO66L6D. Okay, right now, for those who are listening right now, try to access or try to say this activity. Evelyn?
Yes, want to say hello to Sanchez, to Liz, to Kitty. Remember that you can text us the answer that teacher Tatiana is going to do a practice. So text us, okay?
Yes.
The answers.
Good. So I will make it easy for the listener and also for those who are in Instagram or WhatsApp. Here in this practice, we need to complete the sentence with the missing adjective, and there are 5 adjectives. Adjective for emotions: A, happy; B, sad; C, scared; D, angry; F, surprised. Then we have 5 sentences, and we have to complete the sentences with one of those adjectives. So let's start with number 1. I didn't know you were coming to the party. Okay, imagine you are in a party and then someone goes, oh, I didn't know that you're coming to the party. And that it means like you are like a what? Can you be like what? I am letter F, surprised. I'm surprised that you are here. I didn't know that you will be here. You see? So let's finish today. But remember, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted at least to Instagram or WhatsApp, tell me the number 2, the letter or the adjective for number 2. Let me read it to you. I studied a lot and I got a good mark in my test. I am quiet. Think about it. How do you feel? What will be your emotion if you got a good mark? Okay? Like if you have like 5, well, you did well. How do you feel? Okay, can you do that for me? Can you send it later? Let's see if when we are finished 9th grader, we have the answer. Evelyn?
We have a response from the number 1.
Yeah.
She grandson, she wrote 1F.
Exactly, surprise. Yes, I was surprised because as the previous sentence tell us, I was surprised because I didn't know that you will be here. So we finished 8th graders. Stay there. 9th grader, we're coming with more for you. Bye-bye.
Llegó viernes y Naitafón lo sabe, con el álbum Dimensión Latina 75 y su clásico Llorarás.
Sé que tú no quieres que yo a ti te quiera.
Recordaremos 2 álbumes de antología de la Fania, Live at the Cheetah y Latin Soul Rock. Ángel Canales con un tributo a su patria en Lejos de ti. Mi gente, un clásico de todos los tiempos. Pacheco y Casanova, Celia Cruz, Peter Conde y mucho más con los clásicos de nuestra música latina. Hoy, desde las 9 de la noche, Naitafón a través de Nacional FM.
Después de 2 años, inician las clases y también el bullying. Miles de niños y adolescentes mueren en el mundo cada año a causa del acoso escolar y ciberbullying, ya sea por homicidio o por inducción al suicidio. 74% de los niños entre 8 y 15 años han sufrido del bullying al menos una vez. 85% ocurre en la escuela. Más del 90% de los actos de bullying no son reportados por los maestros. Hable con su hijo que ser el malo de la película no es ser cool, es una pesadilla, que si termina con la vida de otro, también destruye la vida del acosador y la de toda su familia. Si su hijo es la víctima, actúe, denuncie al acosador ante la dirección del colegio y la dirección regional del Ministerio de Educación. No espere a que sea demasiado tarde. Un mensaje de la Asociación Panameña de Radiodifusión, APR.
Conéctate con la estrella, es el proyecto de todos. Y si cantamos a coro todo el mundo, edúcate, edúcate, edúcate. Conéctate, conéctate, conéctate. Somos el futuro de la patria.
Hello, hello! Welcome back, my dear students! Okay, I just want to introduce our colleague Miriam, and she's going to give you valuable information. Don't move.
Hello, acá estamos. Continuamos. Bueno, estamos hablando sobre el tema de las emociones y veo que las teachers están hablando del tema de las emociones, ¿verdad? Eso es muy importante, tener el control sobre las emociones. Entonces, estamos acá y vamos a hablar un poquito porque todas son importantes y mantener el control también es importante, ¿ves? Saber en qué momento la podemos usar. Así que, ¿sabían, chicos, que dirigir nuestras emociones nos ayudan a tener un control y elegir cuáles de ellas son las que necesitamos para afrontar cada situación que se nos presente en nuestras vidas? Eso es muy importante y también tener en cuenta, pues, que de esa forma podemos hacer o reconocer cuáles podemos utilizar en cada momento de la vida. Elegir la que mejor nos convenga, ¿verdad? Lograr los objetivos con mejor facilidad y sobre todo tener calma y tener bienestar. Eso es lo que debe premiar en un momento dado en nuestro ser, ¿verdad? El bienestar y la tranquilidad. Entonces, el reconocerlas, el aprender cada día más de ellas nos facilita tener unas buenas relaciones, ser más productivos, ¿verdad? Y sobre todo, llevarnos bien. Entonces, para ello necesitamos, primero que todo, tener varias estrategias y una de ellas es ser empático, ¿ok? Tener empatía en todo lo que hagamos, tratar de fortalecer esta capacidad de ser empático con el otro, poder conectar, poder ayudar, ¿ok? Eso es muy importante y hasta cierto punto comprenderlo también, ¿ok? Entonces, delegar a los demás. También no tenemos que sobrecargarnos en muchas actividades porque muchas veces esto nos puede llevar a estrés y tener otras situaciones negativas. Entonces tenemos que tener la confianza de delegar funciones. Y más que todo ahora en la convivencia familiar, que estamos allí todos reunidos, todos nos podemos colaborar, todos podemos ayudarnos, ¿verdad? Buscar lo positivo de las cosas. Siempre detrás de cada acción, detrás de cada cosa que se nos presente o dificultades, hay ese lado positivo, hay ese aprendizaje, ¿verdad? No hay que evitar las emociones, chicos, no tenemos que evitarlas, tenemos que reconocerlas, valorarlas, tratar de canalizarlas y sobre todo llevar el control de ellos. Como dice acá el mensaje que les traigo, el autocontrol no es hacer lo que siento, es elegir qué hacer con lo que siento, ¿ok? Entonces, vamos a hablar un poquito más de ellas y recuerden que ustedes tienen el control de las emociones, ¿verdad? Acá les presentamos algo más que podemos hacer y, por ejemplo, recordar tus virtudes, tus éxitos, tus logros. Piensa en tu futuro más inmediato. Piensa que ahora mismo tu objetivo es terminar tu nivel en el que estás, ¿verdad? Graduarte. Entonces, eso es importante. Medita y haz ejercicio habitualmente. Date permiso para preocuparte más tarde. Eso es una técnica que podemos usar. O sea, algo que sale de nuestro control en el momento de decir, bueno, más tarde le dedico tiempo a esto. Ahora mismo estoy en otra cosa, ¿no? Tomar un respiro, ¿verdad? Lo que les decían antes, inhalar, exhalar, hacer cosas que son agradables para nuestro cuerpo, para nuestro sentir. Buscar hablar con personas de confianza y expresar tu sentir. Eso es muy importante para los chicos, para los padres, para los docentes también. Todos necesitamos poder tener esa persona a la cual le podamos expresar lo que sentimos en el momento. Entonces acá le traemos lo que es el círculo del control, Circle of Control. Dice, what I can control, o sea, todo lo que no podemos controlar, todo lo que está fuera de nuestro control, ¿verdad? ¿Qué es lo que está fuera de nuestro control? Lo que otros publican en redes, ¿ok? Las emociones de los demás, no podemos controlar las emociones de los demás. Lo que los demás dicen, eso está fuera de nuestro control, pero hay cosas que están, por ejemplo, en what I can control, que está bajo nuestro control. Y unas cosas de esas es lo que yo digo, lo que interpreto, mi autocuidado, mis opiniones, ¿verdad? Mis acciones y mis emociones están bajo mi control. Entonces, cuando ya de repente hacemos cosas y vemos que ya estas emociones se están apoderando de nuestro cuerpo y de nuestra mente, entonces simplemente buscar ayuda, chicos. Busquemos la ayuda. No nos aguantemos ante esto o no nos limitemos, porque es importante buscar esa ayuda. Entonces, sin más, pues, recordarles que para eso estamos, para apoyarles y ofrecerles nuestro apoyo a través de nuestras líneas emocionales. Acá tenemos en Panamá 511-4401, en Veraguas 998-2474, en Los Santos 994-8555. Y recordarles pues que hay tiempo para todos, chicos. Hay tiempo para estudiar, hay tiempo para recrearse y sobre todo también seguir las medidas de bioseguridad. Ahora más que nunca no tenemos que bajar la guardia, tenemos que estar con nuestro cuidado, mantengámonos en nuestras burbujas, ¿ok? La responsabilidad es de todos en casa, ¿ok? Así que cuidémonos y también que nuestras familias estén bien. Así que, sin más, pues, los dejamos entonces con las teachers que también van a hablarle un poquito más sobre lo que son las emociones también. Adelante,
Thank you, psychologist Miriam. I want to say hello to el estudiante Diamantina Esther Tenorio de la Escuela San Juan de Limón. Hello. Now we're continuing with teacher Tatiana.
Welcome back, my ninth grader. How was your vacation? I hope that all of you enjoy. I really appreciate that you have the time to share with me because for me it's very important. It means that you are caring about your education, okay? Remember that you have that capacity to learn, okay? You have that ability, that's a skill, okay? But that willingness to learn is a choice. So you have that choice to open in the future many doors for you. English is a key to open any of those doors in your future. Today for ninth graders, we are going to start with the topic about moral values in pandemic times, and we will cover this topic during 2 or 3 weeks. And this is the reason that is the first part. Today's objective is to classify acceptable and non-acceptable behaviors related to moral values. Before start, I wanted to help you to increase your pronunciation as well as I always do with 8th graders. I wanted to do with 9th graders. So have like a phonetic segment, a phonetic times, and I wanted that you focus in a digraph. This digraph, it's a combination of 2 letters. And this time I'm talking about 2 vowels, okay, that together they make only one sound, and that sound is oi. Okay, we have the letter O with the letter I, and the sound is oi. And I have some example for you. So for example, coins, oins. Then we have boil, oil, soil, and point. Okay, so those are examples that have this vowel sound with the letter O and I. Very important. So next time that you see any word with these 2 blended letters or vowels, Now you know how you have to pronounce them. Very good. So, talking about pronunciation, let's start with our vocabulary. So, today's vocabulary is related to our topic about moral values, okay? I will request teacher Evelyn to help me to repeat the words. Number 1, moral.
Moral.
Number 2, behavior.
Behavior.
Number 3, acceptable.
Acceptable.
Number 4, disgrace.
Disgrace.
Number 5, imprisonment.
Imprisonment.
Number 6, kind-heartedness.
Kind-heartedness.
And number 7 is spiritedness. Spiritedness.
Spiritedness.
Exactly. Okay. Those are long woven in Spanish are short words. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember, dear student night readers. Okay. You can access to our Google Classroom TO66L6D. Right now, you can interact with us through Instagram or WhatsApp, okay? 60048182. Let me repeat to you, 60041882 for those who have only WhatsApp access. Let's practice a little bit our vocabulary. You have to choose the correct word to complete the sentence. Due to the times, we will do only 1 and 2. So I can cover with the topic explanation and the structure too. So number 1, if you can see, there is a picture over there. Like there is a little boy and like a bad angel and a good angel. So let's read the sentence. The blank are rules of good conduct. And we have letter A, morals. Letter B, disgrace. And letter C, behaviors. Okay, so what do you think it will be? Are rules of good conduct.
I will say letter A,
Letter
moral.
A, moral. Very good. Okay, so let's try one more. Number 2, there are behaviors that are blank and others that are not. Letter A, disgrace. Letter B, courage. And letter C, acceptable. Okay, there are behaviors that are what? That are disgrace, that are courage, or that are acceptable, and others that are not. Okay, yes, I can agree with something, but I cannot agree with something. So letter
C?
It's letter C, acceptable. Number
Okay.
2, there are behaviors that are acceptable and others that are not, because they
Okay.
are bad or they are wrong, right? Are incorrect.
Okay.
Okay, so remember, you can access to our Google Classroom to complete this practice. Did you know? This is a very interesting word. It's arachibutyrophobia is the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth.
Wow.
Okay, it's not like you have fear of the peanut butter. If when the peanut butter is on the roof or your mouth,
Yeah, they stay there. Like you try to
with your tongue, you are fighting
Yeah.
with your tongue is fighting with
yeah.
with the peanut butter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, let's go to the topic explanation. As I told you, today we are covering moral values. Morals are rules of good conduct, as we just read in our vocabulary. Okay, but specifically, we're talking about moral values. Moral values are standards of behaviors that are considered good or acceptable in a given society. Okay, so basically, in a phrase, we can say that moral values are good behaviors. Easy like that. Moral values, good behaviors. Now, talking about good behaviors, we can have good behaviors at home, we can have good behavior at school or in our society. Okay, so for example, when you greet, it's a good behavior. Okay, having good eating habit, like the teacher Evelyn explained with 7th graders, right? Good dressing and neatness, respect for elders, okay, or respect others, that are examples of good behavior. Now, but how about those non-acceptable behaviors? Okay, like for example, disobedience, stealing, smoking, fighting. Okay, that kind of behaviors are not acceptable. So what I'm trying to explain to you, or what I want, is that you try to identify what behaviors are acceptable or good and what are not acceptable. And those behaviors that are not acceptable have consequence. For example, imprisonment, sorrow, disgrace, sudden death. Okay, so we need to be very careful because each actions or behaviors that we have, it will have a consequence. Very careful with that. Okay, so there are a list of moral values, but today we will not cover them. We will cover this in our next class. But I have this list for you in our Google Classroom. First, for example, love, justice, friendship, courage, cooperation, solidarity, to give you like few examples of them. Okay, now let's go to the practice. I wanted to make sure if you understand examples of good good behaviors or acceptable behaviors and not acceptable behaviors. So here, what we are going to do, we have like 8 behaviors. Okay, I want that you choose whether they are acceptable behaviors with the letter AB or non-acceptable behavior with the letter NAB. Okay.
Sorry, teacher. So good behaviors, AB.
Exactly.
Bad behaviors,
NAB.
Now.
Exactly. Okay, so for example, disobedience. Okay, your parent tell you to do something and you don't do. Okay, so that disobedience. So that is example of a bad behavior, non-acceptable behavior.
Okay.
So NAB will be number 1. How about number 2? Talking. It's very important to communicate.
Okay.
Okay. So that it will be an acceptable behavior.
AB,
exactly. Running away, like someone want to talk to you, wanted to clarify something that happened, and instead that you confront that situation, you run away, like you are like a thief. No, you are not a thief. So that is not a good behavior, not acceptable behavior. So that will be NAB. How about sitting quietly? You are in the school. Remember that there are some schools that right now have the opportunity to the student have the opportunity to go back to school, so they are sitting. We have to make sure that follow the biosecurity measure, so you need to sit quietly on your chair. So that will be an example of what? Of
AB.
Exactly. AB, acceptable behavior.
Okay, teacher, sorry, I have a response here. Say grandson number 1, NAB.
Exactly.
Non-acceptable behaviors. Very good. And also want to say hello to Melanie, that she is listening to us, teacher.
Hey, hello. hello. Welcome to all of you. Okay, now let's finish with the structure today. We will talking about some sentences that are in the simple present. We will cover the third singular person today. There are 3 main rules that I wanted that you do not forget. First of all, the majority of the verb will end with the letter S. The second rule is that if the verb ends in consonant plus the Y, we have to change the Y to I and then add ES. And the third rule is if the verb ends in S, double S, SH, CH, X, or O, we just add ES. Okay, very important that you find a technique to learn these rules, because every time that you have a third person singular in a simple present tense, you need to follow this rule. And don't worry, because I have a practice for you, so make sure that you access to our Google Classroom TO66L60 to do this, because in our next class, next Friday, I will give you some answers, so make sure, okay? Also, you can send your practice to our Google Classroom. So sorry, time is over and we finished. Bye.
Don't move. There are coming 10th, 11th, and 12th graders.
The senior. Last year for the senior.
Bye.
Conéctate con la estrella, es el proyecto de todos.
Señores padres de familia residentes en los circuitos 42, 44, 61, 810, 101 y 102. A partir del lunes 4 de abril le corresponde la dosis de refuerzo a los mayores de 16 años de edad. Recuerda, las vacunas ayudan a salvar vidas y reducen los riesgos graves en caso de contraer el virus. Panamá sale adelante. Gobierno Nacional.
Todo empieza con Carlos, empresario panameño en cuya fábrica se hace la banca, en la que Lucy aprende a sumar con la maestra Sonia. Sonia, cada vez que echa su salsa panameña, le echa la mano a Luis, transportista y proveedor de la